Welcome, SaltStack VP of Product, Alex Peay.
I know Mark thanked Bronx for those pictures, but I'm not sure how to feel about them yet. This is a great day for SaltStack. For the first time, SaltConf is happening with an open project that's being adopted by more companies every day. And we have the SaltStack Enterprise product that's available and released in the marketplace. In previous years, we've come and we've talked to you about what we were going to do with Enterprise, what we were going to prepare for our product. But today we can actually tell you exactly what it is, we can show it to you, and more importantly, you can go and talk to customers that are actually using it. As excited as we are about having both of these available in the market, I would be lying if I told you it's been an easy year. The reality is, there's been a little bit of what I'll call getting used to each other time. You know what that is. If you're an older sibling and you have a new baby come to the house and you're like, I'm not sure how I feel about this kid, and it takes a while. It's kind of the way it was for us. It took us a little while getting to understand how to work with these two items together. Because the reality is, since 2011, the open source project has been the center of attention for SaltStack. But in the last year, we as a team have had to learn how to manage and support and work, of course, always with our community, and at the same time understand how to build and lead an enterprise product. There's a saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And in SaltStack, our goal is to deliver long-term value to you as our customers. And having both the Salt Open Project and SaltStack Enterprise allows us to provide a sustainable business model that ensures the long-term success of our company, ongoing support to the community, and ultimately success to you as customers. Now, as the head of product, as I look at our product portfolio, there's two key areas that I always look to. First, for the open product, is broad adoption through providing solutions to new problems that are always being encountered by our community. Second is for the enterprise product, and we have to look to identify areas where greater feature depth is needed so that these features can help sustain growth within companies that are scaling out their use of Salt. So today, I'm going to take some time and talk about some examples of these two key areas and highlight some of the upcoming product releases. Most new startups typically choose a very specific problem to solve. It allows them to focus on a very specific solution, which results in either really quick success or quick failure. But either way, they know very fast what they've got. The other thing this leads to is it gives them a very concise message to talk about. So at Salt, we looked at that and said, no, we're not going to follow that model. We're going to do the exact opposite. So what we did is we started with a platform, a very broad platform that lets you do remote execution and configuration management. Then we decided to add to that event-driven automation to give you basically the ultimate flexible platform to manage your systems. This has resulted in an ability to meet a large number of use cases. And so for me, as a product manager, it's great because every time I get on a phone call, I have this great experience of hearing a different use case or problem that's being solved. One day, it's a discussion about, hey, we're using this to manage traditional IT systems, deploy operating systems, patch those operating systems. The next time it's how Salt's being used to work with Docker and Kubernetes. The next call, we'll talk about IoT and network device management. And it's really exciting to hear how Salt's being used to solve these types of problems. And every time it ends up being the same end state, that Salt is having a positive impact for an organization, even though there are very different problems that we're helping you solve. So like I said, as a product manager, that's great to hear that we're solving all these unique problems. And it's also exciting to know that with the community, we're able to expand and meet these new challenges whenever they come up. Now the reality is, if you've been in this space long enough, you probably recognize a pattern. Every new technology is the greatest technology to have ever been invented. So let me give you some examples. Virtualization will fix all of your utilization problems, and it's going to make your life better to boot. Clouds are going to eliminate your need for costly data center expenses, and it's going to make your life better. Microservices revolution will allow you to deploy applications in a snap, and it'll make your life better. Now, I'm having a little bit of fun with the timeline here, but I think we've all recognized it. And the reality is that with each crank of this evolution, we go to a better place. We are moving along the product continuum in the right manner. But we also uncover new problems, new challenges, new integration issues. And each one of those, of course, results in a need for better management. So unless you're in a startup and you have this blessed opportunity to dive right into the newest technology and only use that technology, you're going to end up with a hybrid infrastructure. At SaltStack, we understand that you need to manage multiple types of infrastructure. What I refer to it is a mosaic of IT infrastructure technologies. And each new technology is a new color added to your mosaic. My hope is that you're all building masterpieces, but I think more often than not, it gets a little bit lost and convoluted, if you will. But as the complexity of your IT infrastructure is changing and growing, so will Salt. In the past, we've grown to manage VMs, operating systems, clouds, containers, now network devices, and we're going to be there with the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. We'll continue to expand to meet the growing needs of the community as those needs arise. Now, the reality is, this is a very ambitious undertaking, and it's one that we are proud that the community has been willing to take on, and we're proud that Salt's continuing to grow to meet those needs. So, in the last year, the community has worked to expand our coverage, or the coverage on these infrastructure in the infrastructure landscape. And we've had 2 major releases. Some numbers from those releases has been over 797 lines of code have been updated across the last year. That is comprised of over 15,000 distinct code commits. And the reality is, the only way that it's possible to do that amount of work is through a vibrant community of developers that have as much passion about this space as we at SaltStack have. So I want to take a second and thank all of our contributors. I want to thank you first for your contributions, of course, but also for your time, for your experience, for your patience, and even your opinions. We love to hear what you think of Salt, how we can make it better, and how we can work with you to build the best offering that we can. More importantly, I want to thank you for choosing to spend your valuable time with us, because we know that you have other things that are out there that are demanding your time. And we appreciate every minute that we get from the community to help drive this project forward and ensure that Salt will be one of the best open source projects that's out there. So diving a little bit deeper into these 700,000 lines of code. In the past year, everybody has recognized that container adoption has grown significantly. Reports are currently saying that year over year, container adoption is growing at 40% per year. Now, while a lot of that is happening on test environments, validation environments, other reports state that of users that are using containers, 1 in 4 of them are using a production workload on a container. So no matter how you look at it, container growth is taking off like a rocket. Sorry, I had to work in that pun because of the space thing didn't quite work, but we'll just keep going, right? So with that growth, Salt has of course wanted to push and improve our container story as well. And so in 2016-11, we added Docker introspection and configuration. And in 2017-7, we expanded our support for Kubernetes and enhanced the Docker module to make it easier to use and make it more in line with the industry standards. At the same time, we know that this is not just always about containers and traditional IT infrastructure. Salt is often used as a glue to tie different parts of your environment together. So regardless of whether that is the integration with other software in your environment or managing different devices, Salt's flexibility gives you what you need to have a single backplane to manage your entire IT infrastructure. In that vein, in 2016-11 release, Salt made network devices a first-class system of the Salt ecosystem, enabling you to be able to manage network devices like any other device in your network. And of course, there's always ongoing maintenance. One of the key areas that I'll point out here is our support for Python 3 in the 2017-7 release, and additions to the Salt state system, for example, allowing you to run states in parallel. Now, as we look forward and continue to expand what we're able to do, we want to ensure that we give you the tools to increase your confidence in the infrastructures that you're building. So we've provided in the past various tools to help you with this, but we've heard from the field, from the community, that they just weren't sufficient. So as we assessed our options, we settled on the need to elevate a community project so that it could be worked on by the broader Salt community and the SaltStack development teams. So with the help of the Kitchen Salt creator, Simon McCartney, I don't know if he's here, I know he's from Europe, so he may not be here. But with the help of Simon, we decided to build out and formalize Kitchen Salt as a test and validation tool for Salt. So for those of you who don't know what Kitchen Salt is, it provides the ability to test that your infrastructure conforms to a series of tests that can be constructed using test frameworks like ServerSpec and Inspect. Kitchen Salt will become officially available as part of Salt with the upcoming Oxygen release. Shifting gears to our enterprise product. As Mark mentioned, about 11 months ago, we released the enterprise product. And in this first release, we laid the foundation with critical components like role-based access control, data aggregation, the horizontal scaling of masters, and of course the graphical user interface. On that foundation, we will continue to build a powerful enterprise offering. For example, let's talk about the graphical user interface. The graphical user interface is something that is important if you're looking to expand the usage of Salt within an organization. Some users simply do not want to be on the command line. I'm going to stop and let that sink in for a few people. It takes some getting used to, I know. But the reality is, for these people's job, they don't need to understand the nuances of pillars and grains. They haven't memorized Salt jobs and all the parameters related to each individual job. They just don't feel comfortable on a command line. And the reality is they shouldn't have to. They really just need to kick off a job, get the returns, gather some information, answer some questions, and go on with their day. So while a graphical user interface is not required for your typical DevOps user, it does add a lot of value to enterprises that are adopting Salt at scale and that want to drive the power of Salt to a broader audience. One of the most exciting parts of my first year here at SaltStack has been being able to see the great customer stories that have come in the first year of SaltStack Enterprise's release. If you really want to understand why SaltStack Enterprise should be adopted at your organization, take time over the next 2 days to attend one of these sessions that I've highlighted. There's great sessions by Tyson Foods, you've already met Patrick, and also Sterling Backcheck, where they'll talk about why they picked Salt Enterprise, how the implementation went, and how their success is going so far. If you want to learn more just about SaltStack Enterprise in general, we've got a great overview session that'll be conducted by the SaltStack team, give you an idea of more depth of what SaltStack is and a demonstration of actually seeing the interface in action. So the last thing I want to touch on here are some of the new features that are coming with the SaltStack Enterprise release. This model of identifying key use cases and driving for greater depth within our enterprise development teams is how we differentiate enterprise from open. As we move into 2018, there will be more areas where we focus our resources to build these differentiating use cases and focus them into the enterprise product. A couple examples I'd like to highlight are cloud management and security compliance. I know somebody out there is thinking, cloud, that's so 2014, plus you just got to tell me the containers are the greatest thing ever, I don't need to listen to this. But the reality is, enterprise adoption always lags a little bit behind the great technology trends of the day. In a recent report from RightScale and their computing cloud trends, it was said that 85% of companies currently have a hybrid cloud strategy in place. Another telling statistic on this is IDC reports that in 2020, combined IT infrastructure spending on traditional data centers will finally be eclipsed by IT spending cloud. So the cloud story is still very important to the enterprises that are growing in the IT and application world. Now with our cloud management solution, we're looking at deepening our user interface to cover the cloud management tasks that are available in Salt Cloud, allowing you to build and maintain cloud providers and cloud resources from the SaltStack Enterprise portal. And the goal is to simplify the creation of those cloud artifacts to make it easy for IT ops teams to create and manage connections, have insight into the nodes that have been created on these clouds, provision new clouds, and of course, convert those nodes into minions so that they can be managed in line with the rest of your IT infrastructure in Salt. Another major focus of SaltStack Enterprise in 2018 will be building out additional compliance and security capabilities. In our 5.1 release, we provided both vulnerability and compliance scanning capabilities. These features allow you to have confidence that your systems are not exposed to the known vulnerabilities and that they adhere to your company's defined security profiles. This allows you to quickly respond to internal audits, and most importantly, helps you defend your company against being the next company listed on an article that has been hacked or otherwise compromised. In a recent survey done by Frost & Sullivan, it was reported that 58% of scans for configuration compliance were found to be not comprehensive enough or not continuous. Another 48% of the respondents stated that scans for vulnerabilities also were not comprehensive or were not continuous. Now, even more concerning is the fact that 68 of our respondents in this survey said that their company's policies and programs for scanning were wholly ineffective and insufficient. SaltStack is uniquely positioned to help companies overcome these problems. Our ability to manage massive numbers of servers, collect data from them, scan for compliance and vulnerability issues, and then take action to remediate allows us to not only overcome the insight problem that companies are having, but also our event-driven automation enables us to take the next step to fix those issues that you've found. This one-two punch drives value to customers without requiring them, one, to add new software, or two, add new agents to your servers. In addition to this, in 2018, we'll continue to build security modules around access, real-time access notifications, file integrity monitoring, and event auditing. We'll continue to build out additional compliance profiles to add to our out-of-the-box stable of profiles and provide remediation for common compliance issues. Lastly, we'll of course continue to improve our capabilities to report on the issues that are found so that you can respond to ad hoc requests for information as well as part of planned audits. As we build out and explore these focused solutions, they're done with an eye to improving your ability to manage your infrastructure, ensure compliance, and protect your company. Without a doubt, the last 12 months have been great for SaltStack, but the next 12 will be even better. We are always amazed at the great work that's done by the Salt community, and we're excited to have an enterprise product released and available to customers, and we're excited to see the new success stories that come in the next 12 months. With these two things together, we know that we can go far. Enjoy the conference.